Hi there and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be going over the November budget. All right, well, thank you for joining us. What I normally do is I take last month's budget and I just copy it and create a whole new budget. That way I don't have to recreate the wheel. So I wanted to show you what that looks like today. So you're seeing October. It might be a little confusing, right? So what I do is I come down here and I duplicate the tab. And then down here it'll say copy of October, and we'll go ahead and rename it to November. So it's as easy as that. We'll come in here and rename this to November as well. And let me just move this up so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. And then what I also do is come in and delete all of the actual numbers for the month of October. The other thing that I will do is analyze where things were completely off. So for example, like I budgeted $100 for electricity and it was $250. So obviously for the month of November, I want to budget $250. I don't want to budget back to a number that's not realistic. The other thing, if you like this budget, I have a link down below where I share this budget with you for free. And you'll have access to this with all the formulas. And you can see here that our actual total income was $8,500. And what I do is I do the percentages to income here, the debt to ratio, so that you can see how much I'm spending in each category. Future video to come, we'll be talking about Dave Ramsey's recommended percentages and where our family falls within that. So for right now, our monthly mortgage is about 25%, which is great because it falls right in line with what Dave Ramsey suggests. All right, so we'll go ahead and delete the actuals here. And if you're using my my spreadsheet, just make sure that you delete all the cells that do not have a formula. And you might be saying, well, what does that look like? I will show you here in a second. So for example, I highlight here in my electronic syncing funds 3 areas where I like to itemize and keep track item by item, and then it automatically pre-populates up here to see if I'm on track or not. So you can see here that groceries was $357. We were under budget, but for dining out, we were over budget by $121. So what you don't want to do is come in here and delete this, because if you look here on the left, it shows you this is a formula, and anything with an equal sign will tell you it's a formula. And I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Okay, and then delete these really quick. Okay, so groceries. We'll just go ahead and delete this. Same as gas and dining out. And we won't really talk about the dining out because that's embarrassing. But you'll see here that it just automatically went to zeros. The other thing that I should have just paid attention to really quickly, that I know we were over budget last month, and I'll look at October really quickly, is our electricity. So gas and electric was $160 I budgeted, and it looks like we were up over $68 to $228. So I think what I'm going to do is budget for $230 for this month and see where we end up. And then also State Farm went up as well. I think you guys know I got a term life insurance policy, but I also have a universal life insurance policy. So what I need to do is cancel the universal life, and I just need to do that. It's just a matter of paperwork. They've already sent it to me. I just need to fill it out. Okay, so I'm going to say hubby's monthly income is still the same. My unemployment is still the same. It looks like this may be the last month I get unemployment. We'll see, but I'm getting pretty close. I may have one more month's worth. And then we're going to delete that. The rent income is still the same. Still not positive cash flow in the rental. Okay, I pay our mortgage twice a month. If you have any questions on that, I'll link the video down below as to why we pay our mortgage twice a month. HOA is the same. Gas and electric, I just explained to you, we're budgeting up. Waste management and water, I just created electronic sinking funds for these, and while I have a category for electronic sinking funds, I'm going to leave this category here because they are a fixed expense for the most part, and it is part of our four walls, so to speak, so I'm going to leave it here. But these will be transferring automatically. That's what the asterisk means, that there's an auto pay associated with it, so this will automatically transfer to Capital One 360. DirecTV, I canceled our cable, so now we are just using the DirecTV app, which we love. Alarm, we use Vivint. XM radio, my husband travels over an hour each way for work, and we have the satellite radio for him, and we paid it yearly, so I leave it on here just so that I remind myself that we have it. His phone, my phone, gym, and State Farm, and I explained that to you guys. So total fixed expenses, $5,000. I think we could probably cut our cell phone bills and get a family plan of some sort, but we both like our carriers and really don't want to change. So whatever. Okay, 520 is childcare for this month. Last month had 5 weeks. This month has 4 weeks. This is the same. This is 120. This month they gave us $80 each, so 20 a week, but I may be increasing it back to 100. I don't know. We don't spend all of our money anyway, so I'm just going to go down to 80 and see what happens. And then 60 for haircuts. Okay, emergency fund. We're not funding the emergency fund because obviously we are kind of living off of it. Right now I haven't updated these totals. These are based on Capital One 360 totals here on the right. I need to go in and manually update those. If you have any questions about my electronic sinking funds and you follow me on Instagram, Vita with V, you can see in my highlights the stories on my electronic sinking funds. I'm going to do a YouTube video on it. I just haven't had the chance, but I do want to explain what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. So for now, this is what's going on. I did set them to be automatically transferred from our primary checking at Wells Fargo into Capital One 360 about 5 days after my husband gets paid. So these are automatically done without me doing anything. The only thing that we're not funding because, you know, I'm unemployed is vacation, and birthdays we're just cash flowing. Okay, groceries, dining out, and gas, I kind of explained to you earlier, but I do itemize those. I just kind of like to see, you know, who's putting more gas than what, and where are we spending our money when we dine out, where are we spending our money when we go grocery shopping, how often are we grocery shopping, those type of things. And then our debts, because our snowball is paused, we're just paying minimum payments. And so our minimum payments are $752.65. That is on a HELOC and my consolidated student loans. So we have, and I'll share this with you, our balances. Let me just make this a little smaller so you can see it. Okay, so here are the balances for us. We had a 401k loan, we had my hubby's car, and then these are the remaining two that we have. We started out with $120,000 of debt. We're down to 89. So we paid to date $31,362 at 26% of our debt. I do also calculate the houses, you know, the condo and the house, and what we've paid so far and what our total debts are. So, you know, see for what you wish. I also break down the student loans based on loan as well, just to keep track of that. And then our net worth. So our net worth, I know a lot of people have talked about net worth. I actually have never talked about it, but I'm going to share it today. So our assets are 1.2, and that's made up of the 2 properties, investments, cars, and our savings in Capital One 360. Our liabilities are basically our debts, and that's 582,000. So that does include our homes. So it's a net worth of $710,816. So if you go back to the balances, you'll see here that 582, it does include the homes as well. Even though baby step 2 is just consumer debt, for net worth, I do add in the mortgages. So that's it. That is our November budget. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Also, let me know, are you doing a line item for Thanksgiving? I have debated on whether to do a line item for Thanksgiving, so what I'm going to do is just add it to the groceries category, and that's why I've added an extra $100, and it's up to $500. And what I'll do is I will add it to my envelope, my grocery envelope. So catch my video on my cash envelopes. That'll be out in a few days, and there you will see how I will be budgeting for Thanksgiving. All right. Well, thank you. Have a great day, and I hope your November goes well. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.